and I had to come back to this. So there's something I a little bit missed, and well, we need to talk about Captain America again because someone actually said, wait a minute. You just said that they do Dragon Ball Z rules, and yet with Captain America, well, it was because I was listening to Comics Explained. I was listening to what he was saying, but I forgot exactly what I said, friggin' damn just said, which is if he goes back in time, if he goes back to a certain time, that'll span to a new timeline, and that new timeline will actually not affect the main timeline. It's like, yes, I said that. And, well, he kind of blindsided me, so, oh well. Anyways, I did have a messed up question, though. It's like, just making sure the record's straight. So apparently, this version, the timeline he went into, he actually stayed. That means that you don't really actually have to care that. It's like, oh my gosh, Captain America's back. Oh my gosh, but it's like 1970s, so it's not like he came back when he left. So that's just one thing. And besides, I'm pretty sure, again, still though, they most likely did keep it a bit low key. And plus, technically, since this is a new timeline, he could actually have children if he wanted to. So it's like, yeah, he can technically have children in this timeline if he wanted to. He can definitely have children. And of course, it makes sense that he does have his suit and he actually came back at the point of where he wants to come back. And it's like that was pretty damn cool. That was pretty damn cool. Now, the interesting cough up I did have to say is the Infinity Stones getting taken back. Now, the Infinity Soul Stone, yes, of course, and of course, I already made that big fat debate of being like, well, if it takes a soul to soul, then technically you're giving the Soul Stone back. That means that you can technically get a soul back because, well, you're trading one soul for another soul. I'm sorry, but that's how it goes. And of course, lots of people are not going to watch that 46-hour, 46-minute video. I basically made the statement of Pokemon, for instance. Let's say in this version, this video, I'm going to say something different. Let's say I have Fire Red, my friend has Fire Leaf Green. We decided to trade after we completed the game, so we can actually play that one. And after 1 week, we come back, and it's like a soul for a soul, so we traded back. Basically, what happened in this scenario is instead of me getting Fire Red back, my friend gets to keep both copies? Does that make sense? Or even worse is the messed up part of like, oh, you borrowed something of mine. Well, since you borrowed something of mine, you also have to give me something extra. And it's like, what the frick? Yeah, does that really make sense to you? So personally, I would like to have said that giving back the soul stone, even for one split second, because it was just 1 second, and you're telling me, oh no, it was done, it's been done. It's like, yeah, but you're getting your damn soul stone back, so shut the fuck up and give freaking Black Widow back, you dumb bastard. It's like it does not make sense. That does not make sense. That's a messed up bull crap. And lots of people are like, oh, but her death is too meaningful for it to be reversed. Yeah, that's why I said about Quicksilver, and pretty sure Quicksilver could have actually been saved if they really wanted to do it. Just saying, he technically would have fit perfectly well if they wanted to do it, but technically, if they brought him back, Scarlet Witch and Vision, that TV show would be three's a crowd, so that's why they didn't bring back Quicksilver. Alright, anyways. The interesting part is the Infinity Stone. Soul Stone, already talked about that. The Tesseract, aka the Space Stone. How does that work? Because he has to come back in 1970s, but it was in technically a glass cube. So how will it really actually? So that means that technically, when it comes to all these, they're putting them back, but he's not putting them back exactly the way they were. He's just putting them back, and it's like, pretty sure that actually is now. It's like, yeah, now we get to the point of where it's like, yeah, now there's lots of freaking spaced out new alternate realities. Now we have like at least, yeah, it's still six anyways. It's like six extra realities now. Well, technically, yeah, six realities. Technically seven though. Technically seven. So let's count down, shall we? So the Soul Stone got returned back. most likely Red Skull is stuck there because, well, he's like, oh fuck, because he can leave as soon as the Soul Stone's taken. But since this is not really the time the Soul Stone was taken and they're gonna bring it back, he's gonna be stuck there forever in this other version. I won't, never mind on that one. Never mind. I was about to say, oh, that might be Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Nope. Next one. The Space Stone is given back to the 1970s. It's now just the stone. It's not actually looking like a tesseract, which means, oh, damn it. So, yeah, now it's like, what the fuck is this? I thought it was a cube. It's like, no, it's a gem. It's like, yeah, that's going to add some new stuff to this. I wonder what happens. The Power Stone basically doesn't do crap. It's like, yeah, the Power Stone's not going to basically do crap. The only thing that's just different is basically Thanos is dead now. It's like that timeline, Thanos is freaking damn dead. And, well, new freaking thing that happens there because no one's going after Infinity Stones this time around. No one is. So as soon as they go back and give Peter Quill, he was knocked the frick out. Freaking or he came back beforehand, so it's like nothing really happened. But considering there is no Gamora in this version, no Gamora, no Nebula, no Thanos, basically, yeah, that's basically it, man. I mean, yeah. Let's see. So, oh yeah, the Reality Stone. How does that work? Because he doesn't have the injector. It's not back into a liquid anymore. It's still a stone. So how the frick does that work? Does that mean that, well, Malekith is gonna have an easier time to get the Reality Stone because, well, the Reality Stone is out of freaking Jane Foster. And yes, thumbs up that they actually got freaking her back. Yeah, so the gem is just out of her body now. So it's like what's gonna happen? Or as soon as he has the gem just right there, does the gem just go back into Jane Foster? I mean, that is just, and if so, then that means that, oh, problem solved. Yeah, I would figure that he needs to get the ejector back, and then he's gonna eject it back into her. I don't know. And it'll record Mjolnir. Yeah, that, there we go. It's like, yeah, so that timeline technically is still perfectly fine, depending on, As for the time stone, there's really nothing to say. The time stone's back to her and we're good. I mean, yeah, it's like there's really nothing going on there. So out of 7, only 5 of them really matters. And of course you're counting to like, wait, there's 6 stones though. It's like, yeah, but the Tesseract in one of them, the Space Stone in one of them was stolen by Loki. So that's a brand new timeline. And well, someone actually said, no, no, no. You said that Disney Plus, the TV show, will basically be about this Loki going around and doing more crap. It's like, no, 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 you're wrong, man. And you're wrong and he's wrong. What's going to happen is that the Disney Plus TV show is going to show the escapades of Loki during the years. Big thumbs up if they actually secretly do the whole mask thing too. He's like if one throwaway line is like, yeah, and also made some kind of mask thing and threw with that in the freaking world. It's like, because I love that movie, and it's like, oh my gosh, you made that. If you make Tom Hiddle's Loki actually say, yeah, I made some kind of wearable object that can cause friggin' mayhem, mayhem, mayhem. It's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let's see, anything else? I think that's about it. Besides the interesting part of, I thought that Gamora, they just sent back Gamora back to where she came from. It's like, it makes sense. It's like you would take Gamora back and she's now like somewhere, even though she doesn't have anything anymore. It turns out that no, the Gamora that came back from the past stayed in the future. And I'm like, what? I thought that you guys would. I mean, you have to set time back, and yes, I know Thanos is gone in that timeline. It's like, oh fuck, but it's like, yeah, but you still need to take her back to where she belongs, though. I'm just saying, it does make sense that she needs to take her back to where she belongs. But it turns out, no, no, because I know. It says they're searching. He's searching for Gamora. I know. I thought he was like searching for a dumb idea, being like, well, because he kind of don't really understand, because you know, I mean, yes, Nebula could easily tell him that, oh yeah, the Soul Stone. So it's like, yeah, the Soul Stone has been destroyed. There's no way to bring her back, and it's like, yeah, but I'm still searching for her anyways because there could be a chance that she was released from it. It's like, yeah, but dude, come on. It makes perfect sense that no, he's actually looking for the Gamora that came out from things. So that's kind of cool. Do have to admit that's kind of cool. And that's about it. That's the extra stuff I need to talk about. So there you go. I mean, there's really nothing that could happen. And I guess technically Rob from Comics Explained, he thinks that things that happen during this main timeline can actually be changed. But it's like, no, there's no subtle changes. There's no way to actually change this timeline. And yeah, it's like, I already figured out it was Dragon Ball Z rules. It's like, I'm sorry, but I figured that crap out. Alternate world Trunks rules. It's like, yeah, figure that out because there's no way. They said they can't change the past or anything. So what they did is just make new freaking timelines. It would be interesting to see how does Guardian of the Galaxy work in this new timeline since there is no Thanos. Oh fuck. Does that mean that technically it's gonna be like Force Awakens? Meaning that Ronan is now all of Galone. Means that Ronan will take the place of Thanos. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? Really? Ronan's gonna take the place of Thanos? Oh my gosh, I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to freaking see that. You know, and then I don't even know, man. So technically, let's think about this. So if Thanos actually told Ronan where he's going, maybe because most likely he does have a connection to him. Of course, they do talk. So I'm bet he most likely told him that I'm going to get the Infinity Stones and I'll be right back. And it's like, holy frig. It's like, most likely at that point, Ronan most likely be like, oh, well, it's like, what's the Infinity Stones? And most likely you already know about them, and most likely already told him six. So I'm not sure. And I bet chances are Ronan is like far away, so there's no way, shape, or form that Ronan could actually do anything right now because Ronan was far. He was doing something else. He's away from Thanos. Thanos could have got Ronan in here too, but he didn't. So I guess that's really the tight little bow we got here is that when it comes to this, the new Guardians of the Galaxy of that time, apparently Gamora's not going to be a part of it, so there's going to be no love. That means that technically Rocket Raccoon and, of course, Groot, and there most likely has to be like one new character that we don't know, and also Drax. Even though, on the other hand, I bet it might just be those ragtag team, or on the other hand, it just crumbles and it's like, yeah, there's no freaking way how, because yeah, I don't know, man. It's freaking hard. But of course, technically, when it comes to all this, Ronan is the one that wanted the Power Stone, right? So that means that there's a possibility that Ronan's like, dude, my dad actually went to go get the freaking Infinity Stones, or the Lord, or whatever. He went to go get the Infinity Stones. I would like to maybe get the Infinity Stones of this time and work at this part too. But too bad that means that he can't get the Soul Stone because there's no one he loves. So damn. So it's like, will this Ronin actually be content with the Power Stone, or will he go for other stones as well? That's a good question, and I don't know. And I think technically what's going to happen here is that Ronin has to most likely answer to Captain Marvel eventually. And it's like, yeah, that's most likely what happens. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, it was kind of fun thinking about this.